Yo, Mutthead TV, what's going on? It's Popular Stranger, and I'm back today with another player card review. And today we're going to be going over the Strong Safety Positional Collection, also known as the Sparkle Brian Dawkins reward card here. And it's a beast, 99 overall, man defense, and run stuff chemistry. And let's take a look at the stats on the back. 95 to awareness, 97 zone coverage, 95 speed, 90 tackling, 83 press coverage, 95 agility, 77 man coverage, and 99 play recognition. Just a hell of a card looking at the back of the stats. And as you see to the right here, I also have the legendary Brian Dawkins card. That's one that I've had on my roster for a very long time. Being I'm a huge Eagles fan, this card was a lot of fun for me to be able to play with. And, I'm happy that I'm going to be able to bring you guys this review on it. And I'm definitely going to be talking a lot about the comparisons to the legendary card because they might not be as different as you think. And we'll talk more about that in the gameplay. But for now, let's go ahead and just compare the stats side by side to these two cards in the depth chart. Alright, so let's compare these stats side by side. The Sparkle version is on top. And as you can see, the speed is slightly better than the legendary version at 95. That's 4 better than the 91 that the legendary version has. The strength, there's a huge difference, and I would imagine that this stat would play a part in tackling and getting off of defenders and forcing fumbles and kind of part of that hit power as well. But you see a huge difference, 82 compared to 67 that the legendary has. Another one that I've noticed on the field is the acceleration difference. So we said that the 95 speed is obviously faster, but what acceleration means is it allows this card to get to its top speed faster. And with a 96 acceleration and then 95 speed, Dawkins is always just moving on the field very fast, able to make cuts, get to the ball carrier, get to the receiver a lot quicker. Awareness, not a big difference, and then these other stats I'm going to kind of breeze past. Don't really play a part as far as what he does on the field. The catching's very similar, but we'll get into more of the defensive stats here. There's a big gap in tackle here at 90 for the Sparkle version, and I was honestly shocked. I never really paid attention that the legendary version only had a 79 tackle because he plays a lot better than a 79 tackle on the field. There's the crazy stat, the 102 hit power, so he's maxed this one out, plus 2 more, and, you would think that this card is going to cause a lot of fumbles, and we'll kind of see if it does or if it doesn't in the gameplay. That's kind of a foreshadowing there, so stay tuned. But the legendary version has a 95 hit power. That's really good as well. So the question is, does that plus 7 to hit power really make a difference? And then the rest of the stats, again, are pretty similar. I do see that Pursuit here is 9 points better, though, and that also can make a big difference when it comes to him running down the ball, when there's a running play going or just getting over to the ball carrier in general. And play recognition, the last one we'll talk about. Huge difference there. A 99 play rec just means that he's going to be able to spot where that ball is. He's not going to fall for play actions. He's not going to fall for out routes, all those things that you guys probably get killed by playing online. So there are the stat comparisons, and let's just get into some gameplay and see how this thing performs on the field. So we all know the huge stat of this card was the 102 hit power rating, and you think this thing would be a force fumbling beast. But as I alluded to in the depth chart breakdown of the stats on this card, the thing I had most fun with was ball hawking around the field with this card. The acceleration and the speed allowed this card to get to certain spots on the field where the ball was and make plays. You see on this interception right here, I was beat on the route until I realized what my opponent was doing, and I was able to just quickly cut back up in front of the ball and intercept that and make a play on it. Again, he laid down a lot of hits with that 102 hit power, but there were also times in the game where he was getting trucked and laid out on his back by the likes of Eric Dickerson, Thurman Thomas, and even Marshawn Lynch, and that really frustrated me. Honestly, it's something that I never really noticed happening often with the legendary Dawkins card. So I don't know if it's just there's better power running backs in the game now, and more recently a lot of them been coming out, but it was just really frustrating getting run over with this superstar card that I'm controlling. Now, he was able to stop a lot of runs at the line of scrimmage, able to force a lot of fumbles, as you saw earlier in the video. And there was one game where you're going to see some clips coming up where my opponent was just running it up my throat, but he was able to make a lot of stops in key situation. And there was one fourth down run right here where Adrian Peterson's going to get the ball, and the computer is going to make a hit and force a fumble, and that pretty much won me the game. As you see, the block shedding ability to get to the ball, force the fumble, and that was one thing that I really loved about this card. But all in all, I got to say, for the price tag that it is, I think the legendary Dawkins makes just as many plays for me. And when you compare how much they cost, over $1 million to under $100,000, it's a no-brainer to me. I would go with the legendary Dawkins or Sean Taylor over this card just because of the price. Now make sure you subscribe to my channel. The link should be down below in the description. I'm going to be giving this card away. You don't want to miss out on those details. I'm out. Peace.